My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is a show with magical horses that are friends with each other and use the magic of friendship to defeat evil villains, such as Nighttime Horse and Bug Horse and Not a Horse and Child Horse. If you've heard of it, awesome. If you haven't, I'm convinced you've been locked up since 2009 because there's absolutely no way. How? In 2013, the movie My Little Pony Equestria Girls came out, and you bet I ate that up like it's the last meal I would ever consume in my entire life. The music, the drama, the villains. I loved everything about it. Which would be great if it wasn't for the things I have seen in the trenches. However, the designs are ouch. They all have the same body types. They chickened out on giving them actual real skin tones, and even though they're literally rainbow colors, they still get value shifted to be, how do you say this, whiter? They whitewashed horses. How do you whitewash a horse? And their silhouettes are all so stagnant. They're all the same flared out skirt with high-waisted boots that do not fit the characters, unless you're Applejack, I guess. It kind of works for her. So, today, we will fix that. We'll be tackling 3 of the main 6 today, so let's jump right into it. Fluttershy came easy to me in the planning stages, mostly because she was my favorite growing up, but also because I know she is a sweater girly. It is actually genuinely a crime that Hasbro put her in whatever this is. So, obviously, we are changing that. Before we talk about the design, I wanted to get into the actual world that I am planning on putting these characters back into. I do not like that they're in high school. Their pony equivalents are adults, but their human counterparts aren't? I smell loopholes. I'm going to be putting them into college. I know this is a common thing that artists do when revamping these characters, but it's the best choice. I'm going to be giving them all different stories, especially Sunset Shimmer when I get to her, but for now, let's talk about Fluttershy. Fluttershy, like in the pony world, surrounds herself with animals, this time by working at an animal sanctuary through a work-study program. She's majoring in zoology with a minor in environmental sciences and spends most of her time at the sanctuary now that her and the rest of the cast have drifted apart, just like in the first Equestria Girls movie. Alright, now on to the design. I gave her loose, comfy clothes to sell her introverted nature better, but I tried to keep the green her focal point like in the original. I feel like it makes her unique from her pony design, yet it still feels like the same character. Keeping the yellow in her design didn't feel too important, since even with changing their skin tones, we'll come back to this, she still is clearly recognizable as Fluttershy. So, instead, I muted her color palette just a tad, amped up the earth tones, made her super cute and comfy, and then I got stuck. Something was missing. So, I called up my pal jouusta and was like, hey, best friend, I need help. And they were like, no worries, best friend, I got you. And they gave me this! Oh, those pants! I'm eating them! No. Thank you, Joe. You saved my life. I love you. While we wrap up the speed paint, I figured I'd talk about a few things that I would add to these characters to make them more believable, more human, if you will. She's vegetarian, she likes to crochet in her spare time, and I like to think, personally, that Rarity taught her as a help with dealing with her anxiety in a healthier manner, and holds bake sales and fundraisers for the animal shelter that she works at on her school campus. I wanted to give them these kinds of things just because I think that connecting the characters to each other better would be, like, a symbol of how strong their friendship is, even, not, in Friendship is Magic. And I think that's important because they are 2 different characters. They're same renditions of the same character, but that doesn't mean that their experiences are the same because they went through different things, not only in their personal lives, but their friendships with each other. Here she is, a very sweet girl. Now, on to Rainbow Dash. I do not like her Equestria Girls design. Not even a little bit. I'm sorry, but the skirt is just not it. Especially, I need to change all of this. Starting with what she's wearing. I need her to have that punk awesomeness sporty vibe that Pony Dash has, while making her human design feel like something that could be believable for her, authentic to her. For body type, I made her short, lean, and gave her a bit of muscle. Look at those abs. I don't like that in the movies they all have the same body type. It makes the cast look so samey, and that's only amplified by the fact that their outfits make them stand out even less than if they gave them outfit diversity at the very least. I like to think that Dash practically lives in her sports gear, much to Rarity's horror, and customizes her shirts and stuff from time to time to match her punk aesthetic a little better. If you ask me how her shirt is hanging on like that, all I'm going to say to you is that Rainbow Dash is the element of loyalty. I wanted the Wonder Colts colors to be her main color scheme in this redesign, since she's always portrayed as the one who revives the school spirit, especially in friendship games. As top athlete and captain of every sports team, at least in the original universe, I would have liked them to place more emphasis on that aspect of her life as a student at the school. In this universe, she'd be the face of the school spirit, a young, spunky athlete ready for every challenge life throws at her. She's always on the field, especially after the falling out with the rest of the main six, well, I guess 5 in this case, since Twilight isn't really a staple in the friend group as pre-first movie. I don't like how they set up their falling out and rekindling of friendship, but that might have to be a topic for another video. Anyways, as for major, I think she would major in journalism on paper, but everyone knows that she's getting bank as a pro athlete. Girl could go to the Olympics, the national teams, you name it. After she retires, she will want to be a coach or a sports journalist. Okay, just kidding. I have one more thing to add. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is editing me, by the way. Those shin guards gave me a lot of trouble, to the point where when I was editing, I looked at the speed paint that I had recorded and I was like, those don't look right. So I went in to fix them, and I don't really know if they look good, but it's fine. It's fine. We're not gonna think about it too hard. And here's Rainbow Dash. I'm telling you now, I have plans that I cannot share with you right now because the haters will sabotage me. Okay, edit. While making this video, I was watching Legend of Everfree. That movie sucks, by the way, for the first time since it came out, and I found this! Look at her fucking shoes! My first video might have convinced you that my channel was serious, but it's not. Surprise! Subscribe! Teehee! On to Applejack! What were we talking about again? Hi, it's me. If it sounds like I'm sick, it's because I am. Applejack's came the easiest to me in regards of general style. I wanted her to be practical, authentically country, and for lack of a better word, yeehaw as shit. Not much to say about it. I kept it simple. I don't think she would put too much thought into her looks, just whatever would get the job done. Purely practical and purely Applejack. As for her story, Applejack still helps out on her family's farm, but since she's also at college, she shifted a lot of her focus onto her studies and to be able to provide for her family. That doesn't stop her from visiting them as much as she possibly can, though. She would major in agricultural studies, and she makes her family very proud. Her little sister, Apple Bloom, is a bigger part of her character in my rewrite, as I like to think that she does a lot of what she does to give her sister the best future possible. She's the hardworking, honest, rootin' cowgirl we all know and love. Honestly, with all of the episodes on her and her sister in the main series, it's a bit disappointing to see no interaction between her and Apple Bloom in Equestria Girls, and barely any with Big Mac. Big Mac's Equestria Girls design keeps me awake at night. Maybe it's a good thing he wasn't in there for the actual movies for too long. He looks skinned. Justice for my man! But anyways, back to character writing.
I feel like they could have done a lot more with connecting more than just core personality traits to their pony counterparts aside from character interaction. In fact, I feel like the only ones that get actual real characters are Sunset Shimmer, who we don't even get to experience getting to know as her unicorn form, tragic, and Rarity, who cannot help being funny no matter which form she takes. Love her. And you know what? Fuck it! Tangent I didn't even think I'd be able to fit in this video. I'm talking about their falling out and rekindling after all. You'd think that if they were good friends like that, they wouldn't just stop talking to each other without talking about it face to face, which would clear up the simple miscommunications that they experience in the movie to begin with. I feel like it'd be a lot deeper if they actually used to be friends with Sunset Shimmer and Sunset drove them apart. It'd make them all the more shocking that she would talk down to Fluttershy like she did at the beginning of the movie, or how Rainbow and AJ would be so quick to believe that the other would up and abandon something so important like they thought they did in the actual movies. It wouldn't be the first time they'd lose faith in each other, and since both of them were being wronged from their point of view multiple times in that sense, it would make so much more sense for so many miscommunications to take place. There was someone in the middle of it all that time. It just doesn't make sense to me. They're supposed to be beacons of friendship. Make it complicated. Kids aren't dumb, Hasbro, but whatever. It's kind of that's what happened in my heart because that delusion makes me feel better. Anyways, after cleaning up some things I didn't particularly vibe with, screw those pockets, Applejack is all done. She may absolutely take me home to her country roads. And that's all of them. Here they all are, together. It's been a while since I actually drew these, so if I revisit them and touch them up later down the line, if I make this a series, please leave feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys like to see next. I'd love to see how far the skills have developed. But for now, I love them very much. I give them all a little kiss on the forehead. Huge thank you to my lovely girlfriend Pistachiomi for helping me edit this video as I got sick with COVID in the middle of making this. You can clearly tell which parts they edited. You talented freak of nature, you. I love you. That's my first redesign on this channel. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you'd like to see what's to come, I encourage you to give the subscribe button all your love. See you next time!